round of 16 and into this quarterfinal matchup. And so I expect we're going to see another good game. That last one was a real doozy of a seed, but both runners did a good job with it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm inclined to say it was a lot closer than the times would indicate. A few decisions here and there could have been anyone's game, and especially with how wild that seed was. Really off to like seemingly fast start, and then slowing down, making it pretty trolly.
Yeah, and that's kind of the hallmark of these playoff seeds with this variable progression speed, where because every time it places a progression item, it redraws a progression speed, you're more likely than not going to hit slow or slowest at least once or twice in the course of a given seed, whereas previously, if you rolled a fast seed, you just had a fast seed. And now these seeds, on average, are a little bit slower than they used to be, which, means for us more Super Metroid between good players. So I'm excited about it, but it does change the texture of how these tend to play off or play out. And power bombs for sloaters here at the Alpha Missiles location. We'll see what azder gets here by the ceiling E-Tank. Very vanilla so far.
Yeah.
Missiles, the only divergence being those power bombs. I don't think we'll see sloaters choose to go check Billy Mays, but he does have that option.
Yeah, two minor items up there.
Very unlikely that it's the only accessible super missiles, but not impossible. So
yeah,
he is going to choose to skip it. I think that's a good call.
Yeah, the biggest problem with like checking the Billy Mays is like you have to lay a power bomb to at the top to break those blocks. So like it costs you some time. You have to fall all the way down before climbing back up, and some additional power bombs. And azder,
oh my,
laying that power bomb there looks like he's going to go into the green Brinstar.
Which, to be fair, this is kind of a good setup for it. He is going to have to use a lot of power bombs to do it, but did get that second pack, so I mean, that does set him up to make this early tube missiles check. We might even see a full Bryn skip and just right to Kraid. If this was supers, I would kind of be curious whether that would be on the table.
Yeah, so Sliders does find super missiles underneath the old Mother Brain location.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about changes we might see in how azder routes, and we're already seeing one. So we'll see if this pays off or not, but this is playing into that early wrecked ship play that we saw him run last game. It's just kind of leaning even harder into that gamble.
What do you think? Do you think they're gonna have to check all the major items this time around? I feel like game 2 in a lot of sets, like it seems to tend to go a little bit faster in some cases.
Yeah, I mean, in this case, game 2 statistically should go faster because that last one was just crap. And unfortunately, azder bricking and not finding supers here means that he's going to have to leave a lot of stuff on the table.
Yeah, in the meantime, Sloaters has found himself a great item. He has found the charge beam. So, any danger of soft locking against a lot of these bosses and mini bosses, like it's sort of off the table now. Ooh, and Spazer.
Yeah, no supers yet, but grappling beam for Sloaters. Not really that exciting of a find there at Gauntlet, but we are getting a whole lot of stuff. And there's something to be said for that. It's not a lot of E-Tanks and reserves just yet. azder, unfortunately, just finding a whole lot of missile packs. which is not really what he's looking for. So we'll see if the Bryn Reserve location in early supers has something good. And this ammo ratio is looking brutal for azder. But, ooh.
We see the gravity suit.
And that's one of the recent changes. Gravity used to not be able to spawn there, so that's a fairly uncommon thing. But now gravity is on the table to be anywhere in this part of Brinstar, including right here at the Grid Reserve, so azder's going to be happy to have that.
What he won't be happy with is he's not finding any super missiles. So
wow,
it could be that Sloaters found the one pack, and it was underneath the old Mother Brain. So,
which Old Mother Brain is a really algorithmically weird place for the game to put your only accessible supers. So I don't know what to think of that. That's a very, very weird draw for the way the seed's playing out, but we'll see what it does. So far, it looks like that might be the only one. And if that is the only one, azder's pretty unlikely to go down there anytime soon just because of the route that he's taking, so we'll see what's at the back of Gauntlet here.
Yeah, he's gonna check. It's not uncommon. Looks like he saw the supers, so he might be headed up there.
Yeah, there's no way he's passing on that.
Right, yeah. It's like just the fact that he's seen him, it tells him, oh, those are there, I can go get those, I know those are there, you know.
Yeah, he's gonna get his charge beam here, then he's going to run Gauntlet, get supers, and then head right for Wrecked Ship, I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's any other reasonable play.
Okay, so Sloaters, he needs to get this this wave gate open. He's gonna use super missile. Just gonna jump into the doorway. Needs extra height, and this is an item that azder was not available to him because he didn't have the super missiles, and he gets the wave beam. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good beam to have, honestly.
That's a pretty good beam to find, and pretty hilarious that it would end up at the Wavegate location.
Sure, yeah.
Just showing that super missile glitch is 100% in the logic of this randomizer. And fortunately for azder, that's a location that he's pretty much priced into gambling away. And so it's good that it's not something that's actually required, but it is going to make life a little higher quality for sloaters. Just a great beam to have.
Yeah. So we heard... So we got some comments from azder. Definitely felt like the previous seed was telling him not to come here to the Gauntlet location, and he's very fortunate because he has got himself the plasma beam.
Yeah, now that is a beam upgrade right there for azder. Does have that spazer as well if he ever wants it, but plasma is a great find. And so if any seed ever screamed go to Gauntlet, the one where you saw the only 2 super packs in the back of Gauntlet is the one that said go to Gauntlet. Now, he might be thinking that Sloaters, or the only super pack rather, I thought it was double supers here. But yeah, he might be thinking that Sloaters also had to come through here, also got plasma. May not view it as an advantage, but I don't think we're going to see Sloaters find plasma today.
That's the proclamation from our friend Maniacal on the comms.
I think we're going to see Azder go right for Wrecked Ship here, and we'll see if Wrecked Ship pays off.
Yeah, Sloaters actually looks like he's also going up. So,
Ooh. Yeah, that's different.
He might have felt something in his brain telling him to go check Gauntlet after what you said. But over at the X-ray scope, Sloaters did check it. It was just an energy tank. Both players having the grapple beam makes it pretty nice to cross his moat.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. After last seed, the runners might be feeling a little bit like the troll is just out there, and so we'll see if they make any plays that seem especially gambly.
Nice recovery there by Sloaters. He knew he wasn't gonna make it all the way across. So.
Yeah, grappling beam is a great item.
Oh my gosh! When I did 100% speedruns, loved getting the early grappling beam. But both players in the wreck ship right now. Azder is the first one. You will notice that they have different beams. Azder has the plasma beam. Sloaters has the wave beam. Plasma being at Gauntlet, wave beam being behind the wave gate at Pink Brinstar. We're seeing some fast patterns for Azder. So maybe his luck is turning around. Let's see if he gets a favorable one here. Now looks like he got a slow pattern for.
Oh, and nice Doppler there to finish Phantoon from Azder. Looks like by virtue of Azder being ahead in the Phantoon fight, we've gotten an audio switch. So now we'll get to hear Azder's stream for a little while.
Pretty good nice opening round from Sloaters. Does not get a fast pattern, most likely a slow pattern here. It's very rare that you get the mid pattern there from Phantoon on the left opening. Okay,
yeah,
that
left mid catches a lot of folks off guard, but really nice round there from Sloaters. Good finish.
Yeah. I think that was a 2-round from Sloaters. So,
indeed.
Very nicely done. We're going to see what the first item here on the right side is. It's going to be an energy tank. Does this remind you of anything?
No, it totally does not.
I think, well, I don't know. So, like, last time they had the speed booster, and Azder, when he didn't find anything great over at the wreck ship energy tank location here that he's currently going to right now, he just left. He took off. There might be more incentive to do that now. What do you think?
Yeah, without speed booster, I think that getting out makes a lot more sense. I wouldn't be surprised to see Azder run that same gambit again this time. I think it's a solid play, and I think that he has decided it's a good way for him to make up some time in this matchup.
Yeah, Sloaters checking that minor item on the left. It's only missiles. The players are sitting only on 5 supers. They would love to have more.
Yeah, high jump boot's a nice find for Azder. Not gonna do a whole heck of a lot for him, but it does mean that once he finds Varia, lower Norfair is in logic. And looks like he is going to do upper rect chip, so we'll see what he finds up here in the last two items. It could have potentially been a good skip, but he is going to at least scout one more, and the reserve item, and I can't imagine him skipping bowling if he's coming up here. And these jumps here that azder's doing are a real pain without or with high jump boots.
Yeah. But he manages them pretty easily. Nice.
Yeah. And just a speed locked energy tank, so not going to be punished for coming up here without speed booster. But looks like Sloaters is also doing upper rect chip, so no runner's really going to get an advantage out of this. And Sloater's now doing the exact same wall jump into morph nonsense that we just saw azder do. Both runners doing a really good job with it. Sloater's having a little bit of a quicker check on that major just because of the wave beam. But this is really neck and neck. The only major divergence at this point is that Sloaters has information about what was at Wavegate and has the wave beam, and then azder has plasma from Gauntlet.
Yeah, it could come down to having to come back to Britstar to check the item behind charge beam. See bombs. These are nice. You don't have to be worried about wasting all your power bombs now with the bombs there. But yeah, if the players have to come back to Waterway, azder can go back and check on that Wavegate item if he so needs to.
Yeah, at this point though, with Gauntlet versus Wavegate, I would say azder has taken a small lead at this point in the race. I think that the situation that both runners are in right now just slightly favors him.
How would you go about this route? Would you go into Norfair first? Would you do Kraid and go into Norfair first, or are you just going straight into Meridia? What do you think? Well,
I really don't like Meridia.
The other thing is they can't get to bot 1 yet. They don't have speed. They don't have the ice beam.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't like getting into Meridia. I want to go check. I want to go check Kraid. Nah, I want to check Kraid, see the two majors there, and then probably look to get myself into Lower Norfair if possible. And so that probably means going to Bubble Mountain next. But how do you feel about it?
I don't know. Like the randomizers, like it's almost as if they're trying to work against you. And there's the spring ball again. I can't overstate my enjoyment out of this item, but I'm always trying to think against the grain. Maybe do these things instead of what the usual thing is. But it makes sense to go into Kraid, and I think that's what. I think azder has a clear plan here. He's not going to deviate from it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, you didn't race Sloaters or you didn't race azder every single race, but the way that you played is what got you here. And so it kind of makes sense to runners to stay true to a coherent game plan.
Here we go. Okay. So I'm just gonna open the Meridia tube. Thought he was teasing me there. But
Yeah, he
nice,
was,
nice
he was
little,
looking like he might.
it's a nice little save himself the time to do that there instead of when he gets there later.
And reasonable quick kill there from azder. And got a couple super drops, so pretty good. And charge plasma X-ray online for azder. That's going to be nice for Meridia.
Yeah.
We'll see if Sloaters has the same level of execution on his quick kill here. I fully expect he will. Yep, nice 2-missile strat there, and we'll see how the Kraid drops treat Sloaters. Looked like he was going for that D-boost again, but decided against it.
Picks himself his own X-ray scope. Let's see. Got the screw attack.
Oh my. Yeah, this really makes me want to get right to Norfair.
Yeah, the real deterrence right now is that they don't have the Varia. So they're going to be taking heat damage. You need the Varia suit for that. And these randomizers.
Yeah, and there have been some E-Tank skips, and they're not super healthy at this point. I think we'll see azder go right for the high jump boots location before deciding what he wants to do. Hopefully there's an E-Tank here, and that makes his life a little easier to go check Ice Beam. Oh, well, okay.
Well, that solves a lot of problems right now.
Okay, yeah. All of the problems are solved. All of the go mode is had.
Okay. Well,
excepting one thing, yeah.
Right. So you found Varia suit. Well, what's the play now? You just going straight to Lunar Fair?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna not check any more majors unless they're in path. And so I'm surprised about the ice check here. I don't disagree with it, but I'm just kind of surprised. But I would look for either Fireflea or Ridley to potentially have what I need, and maybe look at some easy miners looking for that another super pack and another power bomb pack to try and get through to Botwoon, because I have bombs already, so Crystal Flash Clip is on the table at this point with a couple more miners.
Yeah, so yeah, they get space jump. That's gonna help. Ooh, Sloater's missing the ice escape.
Yeah, pretty tough to get without Ice Beam, to be fair.
Yeah, again, these players, they don't have they're not very healthy. I think another energy tank is definitely in their future, so if they want to check, but definitely some farming to be had. So
yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised azder didn't take a look to see what that miner was there in Cathedral. Yeah, especially because he's taken a look at that one there.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this gets solved, but I like the play of getting right to Lower Norfair and then making checks on the way out if you've gotta.
Yeah.
But yeah, with this suite of movement items, they've basically got everything they could reasonably want except for ice or speed. Now, Sloaters doesn't have Plasma, azder doesn't have Wave. But realistically, azder's not going to get Wave because he's either going to find speed and be in go mode and not go back to Waterway, or is not going to go back just ever. Like, it's either speed or ice, and he doesn't have to get back there.
So this check for Sloaters does not work out for him. He does get some extra power bombs if he wants to do some. If he wants to do some crystal flashing in his future, but he's checking all of bubble. He's checking his Bubble Mountain major items.
Yeah, this is a defensible play. I kind of like azder's play a little bit more of just checking them on the way out. I imagine that's what he's lining up to do, is if Ridley and Firefleas are not ice or speed, then he'll set himself up to make that check on the way out. Because he's going to be leaving through Lower Norfair in a way that spits him right out by Wave Beam. We do see Sloaters get an extra E-Tank, and he was thinking about maybe skipping it, but is going to grab that 5th energy tank, and I think that's a good call. Man, these missiles, the minor distributions in both of these seeds have just been hot garbage.
lots of fun little things. Ooh, here we go. There's some microwave action for you.
Yeah, low super count and kind of a crappy beam with just the plasma. That's something that azder's going to be able to do that Sloaters will not. So Sloaters may have a little bit slower of Metal Pirates.
And for Sloaters, 1 reserve tank and 2 energy tanks.
Yeah, that's a big bust. That is not what he wanted to see out of Bubble Mountain. And azder is into Ridley. Now, with Screw Attack and with his beam setup and everything, he's got a pretty nice fight, although jumping a little low for that first turnaround, unfortunately, but fight's going pretty smoothly so far. Hopefully he can keep it together and finish it up, because he did not save on his way in, and Ridley does tend to hit a little hard. But already into the pink phase, so far a pretty good fight. I don't know what Ridley's hitbox was doing there that one hit didn't, that one shot didn't hit, but it was doing Ridley things. And azder's decided Ridley's dead. Ridley agrees, and he is through safely. Nice fight from azder.
Yeah, good stuff. Alright, Sloaters. He's gonna gamble his 3 supers here. Again, a second try. Green Gate.
Yeah, this could be a big one. This is one that azder's not going to get back to. Like, if this is speed and then Waterway's ice, that's all there is to it. But it's just a reserve tank.
Oh boy.
And game on.
Game on, yeah. I had to hold my breath there, because it could have been something really big.
Yeah, I mean, anytime a runner is doing something that another runner has skipped and like willfully made the decision to not check, there's always the potential that could be the game-breaking thing. And it's going to move the advantage needle either in favor of the one who's making the check or the one who made the skip, and azder's going to win on that transaction.
Ooh, okay. So, up to 10 supers now for Sloaters.
Yeah, that's a good check.
Yeah, I like it.
And here comes Firefleas for azder. This is a location that's going to either set him up to skip those Bubble Mountain checks or going to give Sloaters back a lot of that time.
Oh boy.
Oh, wow. There it is. So yeah, Azder's not going to have to do any of that Bubble Mountain check. That's a huge, huge find.
So we
Sloaters
had
also finding his Ice Beam.
Yeah, we had a fairly lengthy seed in game 1. This one shaping up to be pretty quick, and azder getting another super missile pack. You want to be up to 10. 10's like the bet, usually the right amount of supers you want to get through the Metroid rooms and whatnot, fighting Mother Brain.
Exactly. Yeah, it's always good to have 10 supers, and even with a good beam like what Azder has, it just doesn't hurt to have those. Yeah, I think we're not going to see Azder check anything out of the way at all. We might see a space jump check, and we're definitely obviously going to see the Botwoon check, but for Azder, this is, pure go mode. He's a good runner, has his 3 tanks, and should be good to go. So for me, this gets me excited. I'm thinking, fingers crossed that we're going to get this game 3. A lot of game left, but things are looking good for it.
That was a little fun there for Sloaters. He tried to lay a bomb there to blow up the bugs while farming, and then just propelled himself to the left, grabbing a drop. But he's into the Ridley fights. Now open it with a charge shot here.
That's such a cool opener. I really ought to put the time in to learn that one. It's really nice. You're able to fire from the top of the room down so that your shot gets off a little earlier. You get that second shot charged a little faster. Just slightly faster Ridley fight. And always looks super cool. Yeah, Azder has to feel pretty good about how his route worked out in this one, especially after those early hiccups with the super missiles.
Yeah, that sort of worked out for him, going out of Brinstar into Criteria, checking the items behind the gauntlet and seeing that there's a super missile there for him. Looks like he's gonna have to try again with this ice clip. There we go.
Yeah, there he's through cleanly. Is a little low on health, but will be able to use that microwave here on Botwoon, so should be good to go. Nicely done.
Yeah, wasted no time. Just immediately firing away on Botwoon before he emerged from the hole.
And strangely, Botwoon actually giving pretty good drops. And as you're saying, nah, I'm skipping this reserve tank.
Yeah. We're gonna take a walk in the sand for a little bit.
Yeah, so that means the Botwoon drops actually helping out a good bit. He got a healthy set of drops there, and his health went up from like 80 to 240, I think, which is going to be a much better situation into this Dragon fight.
Nice deboost there from Sloaters, doing the little clip.
Yeah, that new route reverse wasteland strat is super cool. And unfortunately didn't quite get the stutter 3 to get the speedball out of it, but really nice boost.
Doesn't have speed boost.
Oh, well. then yeah, screw you, Sloaters, missing your short charges. Gosh. Yeah, that's on me. As azder is also microwaving Dragon and force standing, and he's on his way.
Yeah, looks like he's not even gonna bother checking. He's ready to go, and
yeah,
we have Sloaters here checking another miner, getting another super missile. Again, he doesn't have the plasma beam. These super missiles up to 15 now could help speed him, give him speed up his fights a little bit. Excuse me. But azder holding on to his lead.
Yeah, Sloaters making the right call, checking these miners, looking for extra supers, because they will speed him up in his fights, just because of the damage differential between that with his charge wave or charge ice wave Spazer versus azder's charge ice plasma. Just an unfortunate consequence of not having found that plasma at Gauntlet.
And here we go, Sloaters gonna go through the
here
Frog
we go.
Speedway.
The new tech. So what he's doing is he's shooting off-screen blocks that basically make the game forget that there were speed blocks there. And so I think it's an overloading of post-load modifications in the room, and so the game forgets there are speed blocks in the way, and you can just run right through them. Something that we found.
Make sure you're running.
Community. Yeah, you can. The game can remember those blocks are there while you're going through it, so you could soft lock. But it's tech that's roughly a month old at this point, and so we're still finding new and exciting things in Super Metroid 25 years after its release. It's pretty cool. And Sloaters making his way through Mount Everest on the way to Dragon, as azder is already on his way to Torian. We'll see if he takes any sort of refill here. I could see a ship refill here looking pretty good, but no, he's going to go right by it.
Yeah, this the scene's going by pretty quickly, and yeah, I'm not going to stop for anything.
Yeah, after that last one, it's gonna feel good to put up a sub 50 instead of a sub 70.
Sure, no kidding.
And man, Sloaters kept from a one-round bot wound solely by not having 10 supers. Like, he nailed that bot wound for what the pattern was.
Yeah. Looks like Sloaters immediately was just like, I know what this item is. He just went into the sand. But, yeah. Was ready to skip it. He's gonna farm up here. I guess he wants some energy.
These Metroid drops. Okay, he left a super there unintentionally, but this is one to watch. I think, yeah, we're seeing some missile usage out of azder. Not surprised. I think we might see some grouping here for room 3. No?
Some grabbing.
Yeah, I love how azder jumps into the bomb to get those Metroids off of him. It's something that I've noticed that he tends to do when he gets grabbed, and looks real good. And yeah, his ammo's in good shape, his health's in good shape. He's good to go.
Yeah, I think he knows not to let up here, because I mean, both of these players, they're really good. But you know, perhaps in his mind, he knows with a seed like this, he can't underestimate his opponent.
Yeah, isn't going to go for that baby skip. Without wave, it wouldn't save that much time anyway. Just takes a little bit of time to knock those the thistles or vines or whatever the crap in the way is out of there. And his health's low enough that he can damage himself down pretty quickly. And this is a great time for azder.
Yeah, his route, again, just really worked out for him. Just needs to make sure he doesn't get hit by a catch-up.
Yeah, he is
sparing no expense here.
He is on 3 tanks, so hopefully he's able to close this one out. It's going to be an intense mother brain. I think no wave is 30 shots?
I think it's plasma with ice. I would say, yeah, 30 shots. You're right on the money. Let's try and do the math.
Yeah, I thought it was 300. Okay, we're into ketchup. Just 3 more to go.
300. 300 shots. Yeah, don't get hit.
Yeah, don't need to damage yourself down. Just gotta hop around a little. And okay, barring a Mother Brain 3 disaster of never before seen proportions, azder is safely through.
Oh, nice spring ball there by Sloaters. Doesn't quite have the speed to get all the way up to the elevator, but it's time window to get the spring ball.
So yes, sub-pixel perfect, frame perfect jump there by Sloaters. But yeah, as you point out, he does not quite have the speed, something I would be advised to remember. But that's a cool jump, and Sloaters, I'm sure, is really happy to get it. Because he loves Spring Ball like no other person.
You're telling me Sloaters like Spring Ball more than me? Wow.
I mean, he really likes Spring Ball. Like, I don't know, man.
He can come see me in Metroid too.
We all like Spring Ball quite a bit, but I'll give Sloaters the nod on this one.
I'll take your word for it. Oh, yes. Everyone, again, barring some unforeseen consequence, azder will be winning game 2. It's quite the lead here. He needs to finish out Mother Brain 3. And,
I don't know. He looks 20 minutes behind according to the time.
Yeah. Game 3 is going to be after this. These guys are going to finish up the match tonight. So we're going to see who gets to move on to the semifinals.
Yeah, this is a set totally deserving of a full 3 games, and I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I think we're going to take a short break between the runners finishing, and then we'll be back with Game 3 once the runners get a little bit of time to breathe. But yeah, this is top 8 in the league right now. They're playing for a spot in the final 4 players left. So the winner of this match will join J-Ro in a semifinals match opposite Kishmo versus Punk in the bracket, and will be guaranteed at least a playoff spot in the 3rd and 4th, and potentially a spot in the finals based on the next round.
This is where you have to really trust your controller and do these wall jumps without the speed booster and the criteria shaft.
Yeah, at least it's high jump, and
Yeah.
azder has enough low percent experience that it would make sense that he would be fine with it. But as azder mentioned to me in chat the other night, he was hanging out on my channel, said, on a good pace, parlor is impossible.
Yeah.
Showing that to be true there. But did make it to the ship safely and finished in first place with an official SRL time of 46 minutes even. Whatever his timer says, I don't know, but GG to azder. And now we're back to that sloaters audio. We are gonna get a game 3.
It's the bubble bath. Lovely Torian noise.
Yeah, it's this weird, creepy gurgling sound. It's definitely like, I feel like if I were just like listening to the Super Metroid OST and this track came on, I would feel a little like weirded out by it. But yet the ambiance fits the area so well.
So, working on 60 shots here on Mother Brain 2. Sloaters, that is. You might be wondering how come he didn't take any damage there when he fell onto that bomb. Well, if you fall on a specific portion of that bomb directly in the knee, usually near the middle of it, you won't take any damage. So, nice little tip there if you're trying to survive this fight.
Yeah, that center explosion, for whatever reason, the damage rounds down to 0 when you have both suits. So he's taken advantage of that.
Yeah, we'll do a little recap. So for azder, early on,
look at that ammo ratio real quick.
Triple
Even
donuts
worse.
and double donuts.
But yeah, go on that with that recap at 3.2 to 1.3 to 1. Gosh.
Early on, azder going into early Brinstar, and sloaters picking up his supers in the criteria Old Mother Brain location. So what this forced azder to do was to look for super missiles coming out of Brinstar into criteria, going backwards the way you would normally go. And he discovered some by checking the back area of the gauntlet. And as he went through the gauntlet, got himself the plasma beam. And combined with finding the X-ray, gave him a pretty good combination for defeating a lot of the bosses on his way to this fairly nice time. I would say for sloaters, what really did him in was when he got to the Bubble Mountain. The players were really pretty close to each other at that point, barring the differences in their firepower. But sloaters deciding to check everything in the Bubble Mountain before making his way into Lower Norfair, costing him some time. and ended up being a bust. And found only one reserve tank, 2 energy tanks, so that put him behind.
Yeah, the extra checks and the differential in beam damage really paved the way for azder to just continue to build on a lead that, to be fair, he had established into the wrecked ship based on some of that early routing and not being punished by skipping wave beam at wavegate. Yeah, Sloaters looking to finish up with a mid 51 probably here, maybe a higher 51 given no speed, but still a really nice time on any randomizer seed, this one included. So this will be, I guess, Sloater's second loss of this league. His only previous loss was to Zost in the, I guess, in the group portion of the league, or in the first 18-week season portion. And that one was also kind of based mostly on routing difference, so we'll see if azder's able to get another one on him here in Game 3. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah, that's really what you said, just like clearly shows Sloater's consistency at the randomizers, and really a lot of the races here, whether it be 80% or a lot of the other categories that the community does. Sloater's just like really good.
Yeah, very, very good all-around runner. And landing site in time before the planet exploded. Finished with a 52.04 in SRL. GG to Sloaters. And looking forward to Game 3. But, I mean, this is such a quality matchup. I'm so glad that we're getting a third game out of it. Because you could have told me at the start of the league season that this was the finals matchup in this league, and it would have been completely reasonable.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Like, these are absolutely two of the best Super Metroid Rando players we have, and speaking to the quality of players in this bracket, the winner of this gets to go on and play J-Ro, who's just another phenomenally good player. And then the winner of that goes to play the winner of Kishmo v Ponk, and either of those guys could take that match down. It's only good players left, whittling 60-some people down to 5 already. But yeah, GG to Sloaters. I'm going to go ahead and take a minute here, and we're going to get everything set up for the third race. But I'll be back very soon.
Yep, we're going to take a little breather. But don't go anywhere. Game 3 is coming up very shortly.